Hey folks, I'm Matt Reardon, Senior Atmospheric Scientist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. We've been watching two tropical storms in the eastern Pacific here this week. That is Barbara, which was briefly a hurricane earlier this week, and then Cosme forming shortly thereafter. Now, these storms have weakened here on Tuesday morning. They're starting to, frankly, fizzle out a little bit, but those activity in the eastern Pacific, we saw Alvin earlier this year as well, has allowed ridging that typically sets up over the southern U.S., maybe the south central or the southwestern U.S., to be pushed further off, almost over the eastern Pacific, and that has allowed cooler temperatures to linger along with heavy rains and severe storms over the southern plains. Now, as we get toward this weekend, what has been a relatively cool Midwest up to this point starts to see warmth build back in and predictably some rain and storm chances. On the periphery of that ridge, it's building into the Four Corners, we see those classic ridge riding thunderstorms. It's almost an annual tradition this time of year. We start building thunderstorms back into the forecast in the form of those ridge riding storms. An important budget of our precipitation comes in the form of those storms. Now, after this weekend, we see a little bit of that weakness return to the flow, perhaps due to some additional development that we're seeing in the East Pacific. But long-range models at the end of next week have hinted at a southeastern ridge building back in that would bring some heat to the southeastern portions of the United States, extending some of that heat up into the central and eastern Corn Belt. And more critically, it would leave the middle part of the country, even the Canadian Prairie, all the way through the eastern Corn Belt, in a prime area, again on the periphery of that ridge over the southeast for ridge riding storms, perhaps some severe thunderstorms to go along with those. But importantly, along I-80 and other areas flirting with drought classifications here in early June, more rainfall in the forecast. You can track all those updates here by subscribing to our YouTube channel at Nutrien Ag Solutions and follow us on other social media partners. Watch the in-depth YouTube video describing all of this all the way out into July in the link below. For today, thanks for watching.